Hey all, welcome back to another episode of Brave Kids Art Club. My name is Brad and I am so pumped that you guys are here to draw with me yet again. Today we're going to be drawing something that is pretty complex. There's lots of parts to this. Today we're drawing the human skeleton. And I say it's complex because there's over 200 bones in the human body, 206 to be exact. So with that many bones and having to need them all be in the right exact places, it seems really hard to draw a skeleton. But today I am going to show you how to simplify the skeleton to just the main bones. So even though we're not drawing 206 bones, it is going to look like a skeleton and we're going to have a lot of fun doing it. So are you guys ready? Awesome. Okay, well let's make sure we have all of our tools so we can get started. All right, make sure you have a nice clean sheet of paper. You're gonna need a sharpened pencil and an eraser of some type because we're gonna need to do some erasing from our sketches, because when we get to our outlining, which we're gonna do with a dark marker or a pen, we're gonna have some sketches under there that we're gonna wanna get rid of. So make sure you have an eraser. And then at the very end, we'll do some coloring. Now, admittedly, we're drawing a skeleton, so it's not gonna be crazy colorful unless you decide to make yours colorful, which is great, and it could be a lot of fun. So I'm only gonna be probably using a couple colors here, but that's okay. Not everything needs to be super colorful, but we need to start with a sketch, so let's jump straight into sketching our skeleton. Now, because there's so many different bones, we need to make sure they're in the right place. Let's start with making a little roadmap for ourselves and kind of plan out where just the main shapes of the body are. Maybe just doing like a stick person. Can we draw a stick person? Good, okay. I feel like we're all pretty good at drawing stick people. So we're gonna start our skeleton by drawing a stick person. Okay, so let's kind of start with the circle at the top. Hopefully you can see that. Really light. I'm not gonna stick with that the entire way. We're just gonna get an idea. So let's make a line down here for where the upper part of the body is. And then we're gonna need to draw kind of just a quick little triangle, upside down triangle right here. And that's gonna be where the pelvis is, right there where your hips are, where your legs connect to, what your legs connect to, and what your spine connects to, which is this part right here. So this will be our spine, our pelvis right here, and then we'll move them out a little bit. We'll draw a little line kind of going out a little bit on the side, kind of right about there. That's good. We're really just trying to figure out how high up to put this. All right, I like that. I think that works. And then we'll need to draw just a little line across here on the top where the shoulders will be. Draw another line over here and another line maybe just right down over here. See, if you could draw this, you could draw a skeleton. Okay, I think this is pretty good. All right, now what we need to do next is start adding some actual bones on here. But now that we have a little bit of, oh, you know what? Let's do one more thing. Let's do one more thing for us just to help us know where we're gonna put the rib cage. Let's do this. We're gonna kind of do this little shape right here. Just a little curve right about there. And that is going to be where our rib cage is. So if you're looking on yourself, you're trying to feel where it is, it's right here on your side, right? You know, typically most people are ticklish on their side. I know I'm ticklish on my side. And you feel those little bumps all along the side of you. Those are your ribs, and that's protecting everything inside, like your organs inside your body. So we're gonna draw that here in a second, but I just wanna make sure we have a little space for that. So, all right, so let's start working on the bones. Let's start from the top down. So we'll start with this skull right here. And what I'm gonna do is start working on the top of the head. So I'm gonna kind of make I'm not gonna make a line, I'm just gonna start bringing this in just a little bit over here. So just bring it in and then just make this really rounded right here on the top. Really rounded. Okay, so you can ignore kind of the oval that we've already created. That's just kind of there to show where it's going to be, but then we can make some changes. So now we're gonna draw another line on the inside, and it's gonna go out like this and be a little bump on the outside. Just like that. So if you feel it, that's your cheekbone. That's what we're drawing. There's a really hard part right there. That's your cheekbone. So we're gonna draw that, and then we're gonna have it come in quite a bit. It's gonna come in like that. And then we're gonna do the same thing on the other side. Go like this, start in, go out we're gonna draw a little bone going out, and that's your cheekbone. This is the top of your head. And then I'm just gonna draw my own version here. I'm just gonna kind of go like this. These are gonna be your teeth. All right, so like I said, we're gonna be customizing these bones and this whole skeleton to be something that looks a little bit more like a character, but also simplifies it a bit because there's so many different bones. And that's okay. We're just taking some, everybody's gonna know that this is still gonna be a skeleton, and you'll find all the main parts to make it known that this is a human skeleton. And I think that's what's important here, not the fact that everything's completely accurate. You could do that, but maybe you would do that on your own time. And I'd be really impressed to see someone do all the bones in the body. That'd be a really good challenge. All right, so I'm gonna draw some teeth right there at the bottom. And then I gotta connect this bottom part to the top. So this is your jaw. This part right here holds your teeth. We're gonna go like this and bring it up like that. You go down and bring it up. There we go. This looks kind of scary, but it won't once we're finished. Unless you want it to look scary, because it's Halloween coming up really soon. We'll go up like this. There we go. And if I need to bring that in a little bit, I can. But I'm pretty happy with that. And maybe this needs to be a little bit less on the jaw. There we go. All right, so we got the top of the head, and I might actually want to make that a little bit bigger. I might want to make the top of that a little bit bigger. And then I'll just erase some of that stuff on the inside. And I like that. Okay, now let's do the nose, which your nose doesn't actually have any bones right around here, except for there's one little bone right up the top of here. You can feel it. And then right around here is just cartilage. It's just squishy. But right up here, you have a bone. So you don't typically see it like a big, long, bony nose. You'll just see the little hole right here where you breathe through your nose. So we're going to add like a little triangle here and then kind of go in, almost like you're doing like a letter A. And then I'm going to draw two circles, one right here and one right here for the eyeballs. Well, the eye sockets. There's no eyeballs. I might add eyeballs in mine just because it'll be fun. But yeah, we're just drawing the eye sockets where your eyeballs would go. See, I'll draw some pupils. I'm going to draw some fun little pupils in there, make them look a little bit less scary and more like a little character. All right, so quickly, I'm just going to make this a little bit smaller. I think this jaw might be a little too wide. I might want to make it just a little bit smaller. So I might bring it in like this. Like that. There we go. I'll make it a little bit thinner. I think it's a little too big. There we go. All right, and then we're going to need to add the spine. That's the long, it's a bunch of discs actually that are stacked on top of each other that hold your whole body up. And so we're going to draw that. So we're going to draw kind of a little curve right there, and we'll draw another one right here. All right, so we got our first ones. Those are our neck, our parts of our neck, and then we're going to move to your clavicles, which are right here. There's this little long bone that goes right around here. And we're going to add those. We're going to have them point up a little bit like this. And then we're going to kind of just, they're going to be kind of thin. They're not very thick. So we're going to draw that one like that. There we go. So we got our clavicle bones, and then if you want, you'll have more bones back here. We'll just add a little bit there so it looks like it's holding on to something there. You have bones on your back too that we won't really see here. And then we're gonna draw, let's see, what do you want to draw next? Let's draw the rib cage. I think that'll be the most interesting one here, and the thing that looks pretty difficult to draw, but I'm just gonna kind of do it my own way that feels a little bit more simplified. So I'm gonna do a little curve right here and kind of head towards the middle. Oh, so you know what? From the middle right here, there's actually a bone, a really hard bone. If you knock right here directly in the center of your chest, you feel it. It's hard. It's really, really hard. It's a big bone right here called your sternum. And to draw that, let's just do kind of like an oval shape. We'll kind of do an oval-y shape there for your sternum. And then, and we might have to make it a little bit smaller, but let's start off by just starting off with our ribs. So we're going to have a little curve that goes like that. We're going to start right about here. We're going to do the same thing again. Another curve. Another curve. I'm kind of just following the shape that I already had set out here, this little shape. That was just a guide, like I said. We'll probably just do 4 of them. Now we have lots more ribs than that, but we're just going to draw 4 over here. And I think that'll be just fine. We'll all know it's ribs at this point. And then we're going to draw another line on the inside, like that on each one. Just draw a little bit smaller on the inside. There you go. And we have some ribs. Now there's lots and lots of different ways to draw ribs. If you've seen drawings of skeletons, they look all sorts of different ways. But this is how I want to draw them today. And if you want to draw along, you can certainly do them that way. But if you have a different way, by all means, draw it how you think it should look or how you'd like it to look. Because this isn't exactly accurate to what an actual rib cage looks like. But that's okay. We all get the idea. We all know that this is a rib cage. And I'm doing it in my style. Okay, so that was a little bit, there needs to be out a little bit more on all of these. I feel like it's a little lopsided. So I'll erase the middle, and that won't be a big deal. We'll just go and clean that up a little bit just to make sure it's a little bit more symmetrical. That means it's the same on both sides. Look over here and look over here. So yeah, I think I need to add a little bit more to it. Oh, but I like that. That looks pretty good. So we got the ribs. Now, the rest of the spine, easy peasy. We're just going to kind of do the same thing that we did earlier right here on the neck. Kind of do these little discs and just stack them. Stack another one. Stack another one. Let's see. Maybe we'll do one more here. Oh no, two more. Let's do that. One right here. And then we'll do one at the very bottom of here that's just a little bit more rounded than the others. And that'll be what's going to be connecting the spine to your pelvis. What kind of holds everything. It's like a little bowl that holds all your guts in. And it holds them all in right here. So your cage protects them, which is your ribs. That'll protect them in your sternum, especially protecting your heart, which is right behind there. And that's really important to protect. Your body's made to protect you. That's what your skeleton is for, to protect all the important stuff. So then now we're going to draw almost like either a stretched out apple or kind of a heart shape. I'll show you. So this is what your pelvis is going to look like here. You're just going to kind of go up like this, come back around to where that, see how this looks just like a heart? There you go. See how that connects and it looks like a heart? But when you go down here, you're going to kind of do this a little bit. Let's pick a little spot in the middle, put it right there. And then we're actually going to go like this. Like that. There you go. So almost maybe like a butterfly. Maybe that's what it looks like. Little butterfly. And then it actually has little holes right here that we'll put right there. And what else are we missing? Maybe that's it. I think that looks pretty good. So we got the pelvis, the rib cage, our spine. All right, so now we're going to connect your legs to the hips, to your pelvis. And there's, if you can imagine it, there's kind of like a ball, like right here. There's a ball that kind of connects into a little socket that goes, which is in your pelvis, and then that connects your leg to it. So this is what it kind of looks like. You got the ball right there, and it kind of comes out and comes back this way. Now I'm going to draw it a little bit more accurate, and you don't have to draw it this way. If you want, you can literally just draw your bones as lines and have them connect like this. And that'll look just like a skeleton. So if you're finding yourself, and finding out that this is a little bit trickier to draw, that's okay. Just draw it. Just simplify it how you'd like. And that's perfectly fine. So I'm going to bring that bone in. And I'm gonna kind of go like this at the bottom. I'm gonna do the same thing over here. We're gonna have it kind of go under here. It's gonna go out a little bit and come back in. Kind of go out like this. There you go. So it kind of comes out, and then at the bottom we're gonna kind of go like this because we're gonna just put a little circle right here in the middle for the joints. It's actually called your patella. That's your knee. We're gonna have that in there, and that's what's gonna connect the upper leg, which is your femur, which is the strongest, or longest and biggest bone on your body, which is your femur, which is your thigh. It's a big bone. And then we're gonna kind of do this little thing again right there. And then we're gonna kind of just go like this. And it doesn't matter, it can be straight, you can curve it however you'd like. It doesn't really matter, these bones right here. We're gonna kind of just have them come out, and then we're gonna go do a little, we're gonna do a little thing at the bottom the same way we did last time. Just kind of put a little bulbous end at the end, just a little spot at the end like that. Round it out. There we go. Now again, if you want to simplify this, from this joint to down to here, you can actually just make your bones kind of look like like little dog bones. You could draw little dog bones if you want. You could draw a little circle right there and draw another little dog bone like that and have all your bones look like that. You could totally do that if you wanted. But if you really want to get specific, there's 2 bones on your bottom part of your leg. It's called your tibia, which is this main one. And I'm going to draw a little line back here to kind of suggest that there's another one, and that's my fibula. It's another bone. And then your feet. Your feet and your hands have the most bones. There's lots and lots of little bones in there. So we're not going to draw all of those. I'm just going to simplify it a lot and draw just a shape like that. Kind of off to the side. And then at the end here, I'm of course going to draw our toes. So we're going to draw these little toes on here. Maybe I'll just do 4. Just because I don't want to have to draw all those little toes. And there, maybe you want to put some lines in there to suggest that there's more. But I think that's pretty good because there's so many bones in our hands and our feet. So let's move right on to the hands, or the arms and the hands, I should say. So here I'm going to draw the little dog bony style. It looks like a little dog bone, like that, just to kind of connect your upper arm right there. Have them kind of go out a little bit. And we'll just finish the dog bone, right? Almost like little hearts. And then we're gonna draw, I'm gonna just kind of have it be a little bit of almost like a circle there. Your forearms are the same way as like your shins. That's down there on the bottom part of your leg. It's split into 2. So I might just kind of exaggerate it and go like this. And draw a little part like that so you can kind of see it separated. Then I'll draw a bone there to connect it. So the same thing over here. Might go like this, and then I'll kind of connect them with another little oval. I'm gonna do the same thing I did with the feet. Kind of add like a little square right here. And remember, your thumbs are on the inside, so I'll make a thumb. Little thumbs on the inside here. And then we'll draw some fingers. Which, like I said, there's usually a lot. Maybe just 3. Yeah, let's do 3 on both sides. Let's keep it even here. Let's make sure there's only 4 fingers total, 4 toes. To make it look a little less confusing. All right. Whoa, that looks pretty cool. So see, I told you we could kind of fit the main bones in the body in a pretty simple drawing of a skeleton. So if you needed to simplify it anymore, that's totally fine. Don't feel like it has to look exactly like this. But now you know where the main bones are in the body. And so when you draw a skeleton, that's why it's important to look up things and to try to understand them before you draw them. It's hard to kind of just draw something, even if you want to do it in a really creative, unique style. It's hard to do that unless you know a little bit about the thing you're drawing. So it's important that we know a little bit about the skeleton so that we can draw it in our own fun way. So hopefully that's something you learned. I definitely learned a lot by doing this and researching skeletons. And so I'm gonna go through and now just outline everything and get it all finalized, ready for color. And I'm only gonna do a little bit of highlights and things for the color. I'm not gonna get too crazy, but I'm gonna let you go ahead and do your thing. I'll go ahead and do mine, and we'll catch up right at the end. How does that sound? Awesome, okay, cool, let's do that. The last little touches will be the green eyes. This is mainly because it's Halloween and I want to make it fun, a little fun little skeleton drawing for Halloween. But yeah, there you go. So you can see I added like a little detail right there, added a little crack on the skull, so that'd be kind of fun. And then I just did a few little highlights with blue. Sometimes if there's something white that I want to color in, I just try to color all the shadows with a really cool blue or a purple or something like that, and it makes it a little bit more exciting, a little bit more fun. But I'm happy with how my skeleton turned out. I hope you guys had a blast drawing this, and hopefully you guys are proud of what you made. That's really the whole goal here, right? Is to be proud of what we make, and when we are, we need to sign our name on our work so everybody knows that it's ours. So I'm gonna put my name right there. All right, well, I think the last thing I'm gonna do is name my skeleton. I think his name's gonna be Gerald. Gerald the skeleton. Thanks again for joining me today and drawing with me. This has been an absolute blast. All right, before you guys go, one more bone fact. Your bones grow stronger with calcium. So you can eat things to make your bones stronger. So you can have things like dairy products, which is like yogurts and milks and cheeses, those types of things. But you can also have broccoli, which is a really good source of calcium, as well as some fish. So if you want to have stronger and healthier bones, there's a little tip for you. Well, thank you guys again. Please subscribe to the channel. And if you enjoyed this video, please drop it a like. And remember, before you go, be brave, be creative, but most importantly, be you. Alrighty, we'll see you guys next time.